In the words of Vice President Kamala Harris, let's be clear. Let's be really clear. Because she likes to say that a lot, right? And usually it leads to a lot of confusion. But anyway, I digress. Recently, we learned that LULAC, League of United Latin American Citizens, endorsed Kamala. Now, it's the first time in the organization's history that they have endorsed a political candidate. And it should be said that they have been around since 1929. Now, their original mission was to be about the business of Mexican Americans and Mexican Americans only, right? They were for their people, but I guess now they are about the business of all Latin people. Okay. Again, they have endorsed Kamala, first time in history. But let's be clear. LULAC has never liked black people. Some of y'all might be saying, well, Demetra, how do you know? Well, I'm going to back it up. Back in the day, they had presidents that were very clear about how they felt about black people. So I'm going to show y'all a few of them. Now, this particular guy, he was not a president, but he was involved with LULAC, and his name was Dr. Hector Garcia. Now, he was the founder of the American GI Forum, which was about the business of Mexican American veterans. And he says, we are not and have never been a civil rights organization. Personally, I hate the word. Now, he was talking about his own organization, but he got his political roots, if you will, from LULAC. That's the organization he was first involved with. And so he said he hated civil rights, even though his people to this day benefit from civil rights. All right, let's go to the next guy, who was the president of LULAC in 1956 to 1960, and that was Felix Tijerina. And he said, let the Negro fight his own battles. His problems are not mine. I do not want to ally with him. So he was flat out about it, like Kamala when she says, I'm not going to do nothing that just benefits black people now. They said it with all of their might. I'm not trying to be with Negroes. Let him fight his own battles. But there they are, endorsing Kamala Harris, and black people running around, ooh, she got endorsed by LULAC. They ain't never did that before. You ever wonder why they did that? You're not curious as to why? I'm going to get to that in just a moment. But I want to go to another president of theirs. And that was John J. Herrera. He was the president in 1952 of LULAC. And he says, Latin Americans of Mexican descent belong to the Caucasian race and are therefore white. So they didn't even see themselves as brown people. He said, we're white. But there they are. They got Kamala, who says she's a black woman, to, they're endorsing her because they have said that they're going to have boots on the ground. They're going to organize and get their people to the polls to vote for Kamala. Are you still wondering why they're going to do that? All right, let me go to another quote that came from, they said, Felix Tijerina. And it goes like this. I know Negroes aren't getting their fair share of democracy, but frankly, I'm prejudiced against Negroes, and I do not believe that they are entitled to everything that we get. Again, he was the president of LULAC in 1956, and he was like, they shouldn't get everything that we get. But our black presidents, Obama and maybe Kamala, I don't know, they champion that of Latin Americans all the time. We see a lot of migrants coming to the United States from Latin America. And Kamala and Joe opened up those borders. So let's get back to why LULAC might be endorsing her. Because think about it, they didn't endorse Obama. They didn't endorse Obama because they actually called Obama the deporter-in-chief because he was deporting, immigrants left and right. He was. But here they are endorsing Kamala because they know that Kamala is in love with immigrants. Her mom and dad were immigrants, and she, throughout all of her career, championed immigration. She felt like immigrants should be taken care of, and we see the Biden-Harris administration doing that to this very day. They have bust the borders wide open and have allowed people from everywhere, but mostly from Latin America to come over here and get all that there is to get. So now ask yourself again, why would LULAC be endorsing Kamala Harris? Because they know she is going to do everything that her and Biden have been doing and do it even more. And they also know that Kamala has told Black Americans, I'm not going to do nothing for you specifically. No, they know that. So they know that Kamala ain't going to get in there and do nothing for Black people, but she going to get in there and do everything for their people. So the next time y'all run around talking about, oh, it's a flex that LULAC endorsed Kamala, it's really not. And specifically, you sisters, y'all run around thinking that's a big deal? Because it's y'all, and yeah, there's some brothers too, some silly brothers might I add, along with you silly sisters, champion Kamala going to the White House because she's a Black woman. But you won't stop and ask, why would an organization that clearly does not like Black people endorse this so-called Black woman? It ain't to benefit you, it's to benefit them. So anyway, you tell me what you think of that. And for more insightful commentary, please subscribe to this channel and my channel, The Demetra Kaye Show, here on YouTube.